You're watching Madden Football on EA Sports. Coming up, running back Dalvin Cook. He's back and coming off a big game a weekend ago, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Detroit Lions. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. It's been a great start to the season, back-to-back wins to begin the campaign.
Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still a lot of season to go, but they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they come in at an early crossroads here, facing a tough opponent on the road where a loss would make them 0-3.
And when you start that way, doubts really start to creep into a locker room, and guys start to battle each other instead of worrying about winning games.
Two weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. Orchestrating the offense, the former 3-time captain at Michigan State, quarterback Kirk Cousins.
And frankly, this is the type of game that a great quarterback relishes because 0-2 on the road, everything's against him and his team. No one can expect them to win. Sometimes you band together real tight in that situation, and if he plays really well, they've got a chance to get that done.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. And the offensive starters for the Vikings.
And they come off a tough loss last week, and what's their reward? A second straight road game. Rarely are teams happy about scheduling. They're always calling the league office saying, how come we have this game and that game? But when you're coming off of a loss on the road and you go right into another one, that's a difficult task.
Now a run with Cook. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
17 yards, first down, Vikings. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. A look now at the starters on the defensive side for the Lions. They played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
They held them to well under 200 yards of total offense. That's a number you can really focus on, too, because the way offenses run in today's game, they're usually pretty smooth, and they give you a lot of misdirection, a lot of trickery. They were able to hold in there and stuff them.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop, but that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything, so it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So here are the Lions now as they get set for their opening drive. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And what I'm looking for from him today, the things every quarterback is looking to do. Lead his team to a victory. Doesn't matter whether he's throwing it, running it, handing it off, however he has to do it, as well as exhibiting some leadership, that's what he's trying to accomplish.
Lee looking to throw on first down. Oh, he can't hang on. That was a dream chance for any D lineman to possibly get a pick, but instead it falls down incomplete. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They establish the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. Right now, they're ranked number 29 in the NFL against the pass, so 4th from the bottom, Charles.
And the easy thought process is that stopping the run is the least of their problems because they're facing the number 1 passing team in the NFL. But if they don't stop the run as well, then that just opens up the passing game even more. They've got to do both.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down.
Hey, Sam off.
Operating from the gun. Lee, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board.
Let's go.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Cousins gives way to Cook. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. Throwing is Cousins, and unable to connect, incomplete. Give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. Just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went
and not have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And an alley to run. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain. But Charles, in the past, a lot of people called this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well,
I think it was you.
I'll be honest, I did. I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right because we did have that discussion that what we've seen in the past from them, they needed to broaden, and they have done it here. Look at what he's bringing to their offense, and now as a defensive coordinator, you've got some extra work to do to prepare for him and their offense. Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, And it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. A look at the numbers for Thomas from a week ago. 17 carries, 59 yards.
Well, this is where it becomes a challenge for the offensive coordinator. He's got a bell cow at tailback right now, number 3 in the league in rushing within shouting distance.
And he will score! Touchdown, Lions! It's their quarterback. His 19th touchdown now on the season as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Not the first time on this drive we saw him take matters into his own hands, and this time he finishes things off with a touchdown run.
You're not going to be happy with me, but I think he took matters into his own feet, didn't he?
Oh, Davis from the top rope. I like it. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Play fake. Cousins. It's caught. Smith. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. Off the play fake. Cousins.
There's so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. They'll get this to Sharp on the jet sweep. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Now Cousins here on the bootleg. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down.
Like the footwork back there, and I thought you did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. He'll dump this off to Cook. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that's going to make it 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll run on first down. Thomas. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. Lee looks to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daniil Hunter picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Daniil Hunter able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. The Vikings on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. He went backwards 5 yards there on 3rd down to bring up 4th.
Well, that wasn't exactly a thing of beauty. I know they completed the pass, but look at the yardage lost. I mean, who does that make happy?
That's why I don't play in PPR points per reception fantasy leagues right there.
You'd be really
You don't deserve
upset,
anything
right?
for that.
But you get credit for it? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Well, I know whoever has this team's defense, they were happy about that.
So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Here's Lee on 1st and 10. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And they'll get him down right around the 11-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Lee. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Vaughn. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. That one a 1st down pickup of 8. Here's Lee to throw. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now Lee. He's going to loft one deep left side here. He's got a man complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line.
We spent a lot of time talking about what's going on the field. How about off the field with the evaluation? And they spent a lot of time saying, we've got to get a rookie in here who has big playability. And that's exactly what we're seeing here early in his career.
Drafted him in the spring. Here he is early in the fall making an impact. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a 1st down.
Switch it. Mike, shoot!
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
On 2nd down now, it's Thomas, and he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to 1st and goal.
Set. Head over. You draw corner. Get it.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They go play action. Cousins. And that one falls incomplete. A 50-50 ball. A little dangerous. Could have been picked. Now it's 3rd down.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
They run again on first down. Cook. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. Second down. Looking to throw on second down. Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down. Tried to go back again to Adam Thielen, and it's third down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. This is taken around the 12. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Lions will take over. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. A good job in the passing game. Decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
Steps away. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Back to throw, Lee. We've seen the pressure get to him several times in this game. There, though, we see him escape it.
And we've seen this rookie video before as well. That type of pressure, oftentimes, what do you resort to? Your legs, try and escape. What you hope is that this doesn't become habit for him, that he learns how to handle the pressure, still keep his eyes downfield, and make some throws.
Here we go. Check 99. Check 99.
Here's Lee. The throw again. Airing it out deep for Smith. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there. With a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. That's an early touchdown grab for last week's NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was so electric, and they talked about it all week long. Have to try to contain him.
And now for him, being able to focus on the task at hand and not just immediately assume that last week it totally carries over, but you got to like the start that he has, showing those great hands that we've seen from him throughout.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 21-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They start the drive with Cook. And an alley to run. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Give them 18 there and give the Vikings a first down. They go play action here on first down. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. 17 yards, first down, Vikings.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. Draw play, Cousins to Cook. And some strong running. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. Way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. And that last field goal, number 400 for him in his NFL career. I don't know whether this will wind up a Hall of Fame career, but he's certainly been at the top of his profession for quite a while.
And that is without question, my man. One of the best kickers we've seen in the past decade or so. Big congratulations to him. Pretty nice round number.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play.
There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there. With his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. And we can break that scoring drive down pretty easily. One play. Long touchdown pass into the end zone. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one taken from the 7. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you get this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Now they got to get to the line quickly.
2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. Cook with a first down and much more. And he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Time to give you folks at home a look around the NFL on this first official weekend of fall. So let's get to it. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay. And in the second quarter, it's the Bears who are out in front. Allen Robinson, a touchdown reception. From there, we head down to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And this one going the visitors' way as the Texans have the lead in that one. Kiki Cutie, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's head to Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. See what's happening with the Bengals. And you can see they trail in that matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Deontay Johnson, a touchdown reception.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
So here are the Lions to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw is Lee. Throwing on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Danielle Hunter. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. 2nd and 14. He's got Smith here. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him? Double and triple him. Do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. And credit the tackle to Derek Barnett. Second and 5 now. Lee. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Back to throw. Lee. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down. So good work there on the defensive side for the first drive of the second half.
Yeah, and until their offense can get into rhythm, their defensive players and staff have got to say to themselves, we've got to make it work. We've got to stand in here.
And he's going to go down way back at the 42-yard line. Danielle Hunter and the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. Being just short of midfield, they decide to take a crack at it on 4th down. They don't come through.
Sometimes it's just showing confidence in your defense. You know that they're good, and they'll take care of you. A lot of coaches during the week will announce to their team, we're going to be aggressive, guys. We're going to go for it. Hey, defense, you got me? A little bit of a challenge to them to see if they'll pick up the rest of the team.
We'll see how they respond now. Now Cook. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook, and they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield.
That's 2 really good stops in a row. Back-to-back tackles for losses. I mean, let's face it, they are locked into what they're doing offensively, and now they've earned the right to rush the passer on 3rd down, haven't they?
Yeah, and offensively, they're going to have to do something else because the run game, at least on this drive, isn't working. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, and other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. This is Thomas. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
On first down, Lee to throw, eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
Well, he's proven real effective running the football. No one open, don't force it. Just get what you can, and that's what he's done very well in this game.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Thomas, the intended target, and it's third and short. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Lee out of the gun. Over the middle, complete. That's Vaughn. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 18. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
From the 16, Lee firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Pretty quiet, team. We're pretty quiet.
Recon, 132 fighter. Fire.
Lee now from the gun on 3rd down. Flush to his right. He may try and run for this. A good decision in the end to pull it and run. Gets him 9 yards and a first.
Now that's disappointing for the defense. They had the advantage, had excellent coverage all over the field, but they let him get away, scramble, and pick up a first down and inside the 5-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year, as his guys continue to pour it on. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns, but the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. Oh, and now some space to operate. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
They run, Cook. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. Still long to that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense. I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Cousins to throw it. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And not a blitzer, but still able to get there from a strong safety position.
Yeah, I think that was a great example of what they call football IQ. Recognizing he was open, had a chance, and went ahead and got to the quarterback.
Taken in at the 22. Call that 49 yards on the punt. They do get 7 back on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He is hoping to find the end zone for a 3rd time, and we sit now in the 3rd quarter.
And nothing would excite him more, but I think even more so, his offensive line. Anytime you've got a guy scoring that many times, that means you've done a really nice job in front of him.
You're always giving props to the big fellas up front.
It's always a good idea. Those are some massive men. Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Now Thomas. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 34. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. From the shotgun, here's Lee. Flushed out right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Danielle Hunter in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. That's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to...
And he's going to lose yardage here. As they will switch ends as time is run out on this third quarter of play. Back now at Ford Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the fourth quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12. Cousins now. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Caught by Cobb. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
So out now come the Lions. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the fourth quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Danielle Hunter make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
Now, that was a whole lot of open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part. I saw that lane start to develop. Boom. He took advantage of it. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Now a throw here on second down, and that's complete.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot, able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, second and 2. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a second and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. On play action, it's Lee. Sliding out of it, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a third and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Throwing here, Lee being chased out left. And now the ball's out, fumble near midfield, and the Vikings pick up the football. And now off to the races down the right side. And they are going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. That one may not cost him in the end, but still, obviously something the coach wants to avoid.
Oh, without a doubt. It won't cost the team because of where they are in the scoreboard, but it will cost the player who gave up the football.
Gostkowski the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. And right now, probably just one thing in his mind, it's getting back to the hot start because he's really faded.
And ordinarily when that happens, the quarterback, as you know, is usually the leader of the squad. Now there's probably
nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. The former Pro Bowl linebacker Anthony Barr there to jar it free. The Lions on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 19. Off the play fake, here's Lee. Complete, Smith has it. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Lee escaping the pressure right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. They'll run it now out of the gun. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Back to throw. Lee eluding the pressure right. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 45-yard line.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a 1st down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big time.
Now a loose football. The ball comes out. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. The Lions on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Thomas. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the 1st down, close it out.
He only needed a yard, but he couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. On 1st and 10, Cousins. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. Looking to throw again on second down. Cousins. The dump-off gets him only one, and now you're looking at a third down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Play action now. Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A pickup of 27. And they pick up the first down in the process. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Now Cousins. Pass incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire...
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation.
Hey, let's go. Interception.
This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Thomas, and an alley to run. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And to be frank, Charles, probably not too many people surprised at how this one turned out.
Yeah, I don't think so at all. I mean, they're such a good football team. They were at home. You know, you walked in and you looked at the advantages and you saw that they had most of them. It'd take a lot to try and even it up. I just thought two words for this ball game: methodical and predictable. And both of them came together.
So for the Lions, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.